All right, let me go over this problem right here. So I'm seeing some of you guys are still not in PeerDeck, all right? So if you are not in PeerDeck, I need you guys to right-click on the link, join me on PeerDeck. Or class, they're going to be on PeerDeck. I need you guys to join PeerDeck so I can look at your work. All right, so let me go over this do now problem. So this is the system of equations that we talked about last class. The system of equations we talked about last class. So when we talk about systems, we need two equations. We always need two equations, and then each equations, you have two variables. You have two variables, so the x and the y for both equations, and we need to figure out what value is x and what value is y, all right? So out of these two equations, we are going to pick one equation. Usually you pick the one with a variable with no numbers in the front. But in this case, both equations, there's always a numbers in front of the variable. So that means neither equation is going to give us an advantage. All right, neither equations is going to give us an advantage. So I'm just going to pick randomly. So let's just do the second equation, all right? So the second equation right here, I'm going to solve for y. I'm going to solve for y on the second equation. All right, so if I want to solve for y, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this negative 3y, I'm going to put it to the right. So that means I need to do a plus 3y on both sides. And then these two will cancel out. The minus 3y and plus 3y, they will cancel out. And then you'll have 2x equals to 9 plus 3y. And then after that, I'm going to move the 9 to the left. So that means I'm going to have to do a minus 9 on the right, minus 9 on the left. And then these two cancel out. So you have 3y equals to 2x. And then I want to solve for y. So that means I have to divide it by 3 on both sides. Divided by 3 on the left and on the right. So on the right here, is cancel out. On the left right here, usually we will have to share the divided by 3 with these two numbers, all right? The 2x and the minus 9, they have to share the divided by 3. That is what we usually do. This time, I want you guys to keep it like this. Okay, keep it like this. Don't do anything, just keep it like this. So that means we come to a conclusion that y equals to 2x minus 9 divided by 3. All right, once we solve for y, we are going to take this guy right here. I'm going to plug it back into the other equation and then replace the y. I'm going to take this, plug it back into the other equations right here, the first equation, and then replace the y right here. So that means I'm going to get 5x plus 3 times, instead of y, I'm going to have 2x minus 9 divided by 3 equals to 12. And then the next step is whatever numbers outside of the parenthesis right here, this number, you can simplify or cancel out with the number down here with the denominator. All right. So let me say it again. Whatever numbers out here, right here in the front, this number, you can either simplify or cancel out with the denominator right here, because one of them is times 3, the other one is divided by 3, all right? So one of them is times 3, the other one is divided by 3. You can have them cancel out. So in this case, the 3 and the 3 will just cancel out, becomes a 1 and a 1. Or in other words, they're gone, all right? They are gone because they cancel out. So 5x plus 2x minus 9 equals to 12. And then remove the parenthesis. 5x plus 2x minus 9 equals to 12. Then after that, we'll combine the like terms right here. The 5x and the 2x, they are like terms. You can combine them. So 7x minus 9 equals to 12. And then plus 9 on the left, plus 9 on the right. So 7x equals to 21. And then to get to x right here, we have to divide by 7 on both sides. So x equals to 3. And once you figure out that x is 3, we are going to use that, all right? We will use that 3, x equals to 3. We're going to take it, and then we'll plug it back into either equation. Doesn't matter which one, all right? You can plug it back into either equations. So how about we going to plug it back into right here? All right, I'm going to plug it back into the second equation, replace the x, so that we can solve for y. So I'm going to write right here, 2 times 3 minus 3y equals to 9. And then 2 times 3 is 6 minus 3y equals to 9. If we want to solve for y, we have to first get rid of the 6. So minus 6 on the left, minus 6 on the right. Negative 3y equals to 3. Yes, the second equation, yes. I plugged the 3 back into the second equation. And then to solve for y, you have to divide it by negative 3 on both sides, all right? Divided by negative 3 on both sides. So your final answer is y equals to negative 1. So one of the answer is x equals to 3. The other one is y equals to negative 1. Or so this problem, it is really long. It is pretty hard. But we'll do more practice on these systems of equations, all right? You guys have only done one class of this, so if you are still kind of confused, I'm okay with it. Today, we're going to do more problems, these system of equations. All right, I'll give you guys half a minute. Either take a picture of the cell phone or copy this down on your journal's notebook. I want you guys to copy of this. Right, so before we start something new, I'm going to take a look at the homework from last time, all right? So the homework from Friday, you guys supposed to finish already. I did got some questions from certain students. So this one is the homework that you guys had on Friday. Systems of equations, and you guys had 6 problems. You guys had 6 problems. So I'm going to do 3 of them right now, just to show you guys more examples. All right. So I'm going to do 3 of them. That's basically half of the homework. All right. So I need you guys to take it out. If you have finished the whole assignments already, then just follow along and then check your answers. And if you have never even started, then right now it is a good time to start. All right. So once again, this is the homework from Friday. I'm going to do 3 of these problems out of the 6. If you have finished already, check your answers. If you have never even started, right now is a good time to start. All right, so let's look at the first problem right here. You don't have to do the example problem. So let's look at the first problem right here. So you have 2 equations. One of them is x plus 2y equals to negative 16. The other one is 2x plus y equals to negative 5. So to be honest, neither equation is going to give you an advantage because they both have a variable that has no number in the front. All right, so you can pick either equations as long as you are solving for the variable with no number in the front. Either one is fine. So how about we solve the first equation and we're trying to solve for x because there's no numbers in the front. So x plus 2y equals to negative 16. Oh, Nathan, your hub is not working. Did you get the homework from the other day? Do you want me to upload it right here for you? Let me upload it right here for you so you can follow along. All right, give me a second. All right, give me a second. Yeah, the hub is really sketchy sometimes. All right, all right. I just uploaded on the chat, Nathan. So click on it and then click download, okay? Don't try to click edit in Teams. Make sure you download a copy to your laptop and then open it and then just follow along. Let me know if it works. All right, so back to this problem right here. So x plus 2y equals to negative 16. And I want to solve for x. I want to solve for x. So if I want to solve for x, I have to remove the 2y, put it on the right. So I'm going to do negative 2y on the left, negative 2y on the right. And then they will cancel out. So x equals to negative 16 minus 2y. And then take this right here, negative 16 minus 2y. I'm going to plug it back into the other equation. and replace the x. All right, I'm going to plug it back into the other equation and replace the x. So that means you're going to get 2 times negative 16 minus 2y, and then plus y equals to negative 5. And then 2 times negative 16, that's going to get you negative 32. 2 times negative 2y, that's going to get you negative 4y plus y equals to negative 5. And then we'll combine the like terms. So right here, there's a negative 4y, and then there's a plus y right here. We will combine them. So negative 32 minus 3y equals to negative 5. And then if we want to solve for y, we have to get rid of the negative 32. So we have to do the opposite of negative 32. So that means we have to plus 32 on the left and on the right. So negative 3y equals to 27. And then the last step is divided by negative 3 on both sides. So y equals to negative 9. And once you figure out what y is, you are going to plug it back into either equations. It doesn't matter which one, all right? It doesn't matter which one. Plug it back into either equations and replace the y with negative 9. So I'm going to plug it back into the second equation. So that means you have 2x plus negative 9 equals to negative 5. And then the plus and the minus, I'm going to fix it. So it's going to become just a minus. And then plus 9 on both sides. And then the last step is divided by 2 on both sides. Yes, what's going on, Natalie? You need some help? So you have two answers. One of them is x equals to 2. The other one is y equals to negative 9. So those of you who finished your homework already, check your answers. And if you have never even started the homework, right now is a good time to start, all right? I'm pretty much doing your homework, so I need you guys to write this down. So at least you got something to turn it in. On paper, I mean, it's better to, keep a record of, to be honest, I care about the steps, just given the answers, it doesn't, matter too much. Okay, do everything on paper, take a picture, put it in there. All right, let's do the next one. All right, the next one right here, we're going to do this problem right here. All right, so you're going to pick the equation with variables that has no numbers in the front. So I would definitely pick the first equation. You can either solve for x or the y, it doesn't really matter. So let's try to solve for x for the first equation. So x plus y equals to -1. And then minus y on the left, minus y on the right. So x equals to -1 minus y. And since we solve for x, we're going to take this and then we'll put it right here on the other equation, replace the x, all right? Replace x with -1 minus y. All right, so we will remove the print. And then combine the like terms. Like terms are -y and -4y. They're the like terms. So I'm going to combine them. And then if I want to solve for y, I have to first remove the -1, all right? If I want to solve for y, I have to remove the -1. So +1 on the left, +1 on the right. And then the last step is divided by -5 on both sides. So y equals to 7. And after you solve for one of them, all right, you know y is 7. So you're going to plug it back into either equations. But I'm going to pick the first one because it looks easier. I'm going to back into the first equation and then replace the y with 7. Replace the y with 7. All right, and to solve for x, we have to remove the 7 right here. So -7 on both sides. So x equals to -8. So you got two answers. One of them is x equals to -8. The other one is y equals to 7. All right, I'll do one more right here. This one right here. So some of my students, they've been asking how to do this, and I can tell you that this is a little bit more complicated, but it's very similar to everything else. All right, it's the same idea. It's just the numbers are bigger. That's all. All right. So out of these two equations, neither equations has a variable with no numbers in the front. So in this case, you're just going to have to pick one variable. But I'm going to pick a little smaller number. It's easier to handle. All right. So I'm going to pick first equations, and I will solve for x. All right. So I'm going to pick the first equation, and I will solve for x. All right, if I want to solve for x, I have to move the 5y to the right. So I'm going to plus 5y plus 5y on the left and on the right. And then minus 5y and plus 5y, they cancel out. And then to solve for x, we need to remove the times 2. We need to do the opposite of times 2. So divide by 2 on the left, divided by 2 on the right. And then times 2 and divided by 2, it will cancel out. So x equals 2. And then on the right side, I want you to keep it like this, all right? Keep it like this. All right, the next part, I'm going to take this, whatever that we just solved right here, I'm going to take it, and then I'm going to put it into the other equation, and then replace x, all right? I will put it into the other equation, and then replace the x. So that means I'm going to get 16 times 35 plus 5y divided by 2 minus 5y equals to negative 35. All right, the next step is I'm going to see if I can simplify 16 and 2. 16 out here, and then the 2 down here. I can simplify them, all right? So if I simplify them, I can get a 1, and then there's an 8. So the 16 out here, times 16 out here, and then the divided by 2 down here, I'm going to simplify them into 8 and 1. So that means I'm going to get 8 times 35 plus 5y divided by 1. Or you can just skip it, because divided by 1 really doesn't mean anything. You can just skip it. All right, and then the next step is you're going to have to distribute the 8, so the 8 right here, you have to distribute it to the 35, and then the plus 5y. So 8 times 35 is going to get you 280. And then 8 times 5y is going to get you 40y. All right, now we will combine the like terms right here. The 40y and the minus 5y, I will combine them into plus 35y. So when I see a lot of you working, a lot of people tend to forget about combining like terms. If you see y right here and then another y right here, right away you should pretty much just combine the like terms. Don't even think too much about it. And then the next step is minus 280 on both sides. Minus 280 on both sides. So 35y equals to negative 315. And then the last step is divided by 35 divided by 35. So y equals to negative 9. All right, once you figure out this, you're going to take this, plug it back into either equations, doesn't matter which one. Replace the y, and then solve for x. So 2x minus 5 times negative 9 equals to 35. Two x plus 45 equals to 35. And then minus 45 on both sides. So 2x equals to negative 10. And then divided by 2 on both sides. So I know it's a lot of work, but I want you guys to at least try this, all right? So don't just look at this problem and then go, this is, oh, too complicated, and then just give it up. So if you have finished your homework already, check your answers. If you have never even started it, right here, I need you to copy this down, all right? Put it on your homework. All right, so this is a Friday. I already finished 3 of these problems. I want you guys to finish the rest, all right? So all of those problems on the right, I need you guys to finish them, turn them in as soon as possible, all right? Make sure you turn in the homework because a lot of you guys are missing assignments, and I mean a lot. So don't miss any assignments. Make sure you turn them in before the deadline. All right, so let's go back to figure that. So today we're going to talk more about systems of equations, but we are going to talk about word problems. All right, so I'm going to give you guys some word problems, and I want you guys to do your best. All right, so we are going to do some word problems together. You guys will practice a little bit because I feel like we are doing a lot of math problems, but whenever we see word problems, a lot of you guys tend to get stuck. You guys are having trouble to interpret the word problems, so that's what we are going to do today. All right, we will look at some word problems. All right, so let's look at the first example. So I'm going to give you guys maybe 30 seconds to read these questions really fast. All right, so let's look at this problem right here. Sam knows he has some $1 bill and some $5 bills in his wallet. All right, so he got some $1 bill, and then he got some $5 bill. He doesn't know exactly how many of each he have. Okay, so he just know that there are some $1 bill, there are some 5, but he doesn't know exactly how many of each the bills that he have. So he doesn't know. And then he counted the money and finds there are 15 bills in total. All right, so there are 15 bills in total. So far we know there are $1 bills, there are $5 bills, and then in total there are 15 bills. So there are many different possibilities. It could be one of the $1 bill and 14 the $5 bills. It could be two $1 bills and then 13 $5 bills. Okay, you really don't know. There are so many different combinations. Okay, you really don't know how many of each, but you know the total of all the bills that he has will add up to 15. All right, so that's 15 bills in total. And then the value of the bills. All right, so the total value will add up to $47. All right, they will add up to $47. So we don't know exactly how many $1 bills that he has. You just don't really know. And you don't even know how many $5 bills that he has. You know, it could be one, could be two, you don't know. The total value will add up to $47. And then now they're asking you how many of each bills does he have? So you know he got some amount of $1 bills and then some $5 bills. There are 15 bills in total, and then the value adds up to 47. And then I'm asking you how many of each bills does he have? So we have to set up the two equations, all right? We got to set up the two equations. So the first equation we have to set up is total number of bills, all right? We need to first look at how many bills he's got. So let's just say the number of $1 bill, bill, I'm just going to set it to X, all right? We don't know how many, so we're just going to set it up as X. So he has X amount of $1 bill. And then he also has some $5 bills, all right? He has some $5 bill. And let's just say that is going to be the Y. So he has some amount of X dollar bill, $1 bill. We're going to set it up as X. And then he has some amount of $5 bill. We're going to set it up as Y. And then together, he got 15 bills in total. So our first equation is going to be X plus Y equals to 15. That's your first equation. So he got 15 bills in total. You don't know how many of them are $1 bill, but we're going to set it up as X. You don't know how many of them are $5 bills, but you're going to set it up as Y. So for now, we will leave it as X and Y. We don't know exactly how many of each bills does he have. That's what we're going to need to solve. So X plus Y equals to 15. That's your first equation. And then the second equation is the total amount that they worth, all right? So all the $1 bills and all the $5 bills, when you add up the value, all right, when you add up the value, it has to equals to 47. So worth of all the $1 bill plus worth of all the $5 bills, it will add up the total amount of 47. So we know we have X amount of $1 bill, and each $1 bill is worth $1. And then we have Y amount of $5 bill, and each $5 bills is worth obviously $5. So that means we have our second equations. 1x plus 5y equals to 47. So this is how you set up the two equations, all right? So think about what are the unknowns, and then set up the two equations. All right, now that we got the two equations, we can go ahead and use these two equations and then go ahead and solve the problem. So the first equation is x plus y equals to 15. The other one is x plus 5y equals to 47. So to solve this, I have to pick one equation and solve for one variable. So whichever equation has a variable with no numbers in the front, you can go for it. So I'm going to take the first equations because less number, the easier it is. So I'm going to pick the first equation and I will solve for x. So that means I'm going to do a minus y, and then they will cancel out. So x equals to 15 minus y. And then I'm going to plug this into the other equation and replace the x. I will put it into the other equation and replace the x. So 15 minus y plus 5y equals to 47. And then combine the like terms right here. And then we will get rid of the 15. And then the last step is divided by 4, divided by 4. Yeah. So that means he has 8 of those $5 bills. He's got 8 of those $5 bills. So that means a total of $40 right there. All right, once we figure out one number, we're going to use it, plug it into either equations. I'm going to pick the first one because it looks a lot easier. And then replace the y with 8. And then solve for x. And then minus 8 on the left, minus 8 on the right. So x equals to 7. So he got 7 of those $1 bills. So he has 7 of those $1 bills, which adds up to $7. And then he got 8 of those $5 bills, which adds up to $40. Together, they are worth $47, and you have 15 bills in total. All right, make sure you guys copy these down, all right? You guys need to know about all of these. So copy these down. Okay, so I want some feedback. It seems like you guys are pretty quiet. So can you guys tell me, what do you guys think about this? Do you guys think you got this? Do you guys think this is really hard to understand? Can you guys type it in the chat box? So give me some feedback. Let me know what do you guys think about word problems? Because usually word problem is what destroy most of your, on a test. Whenever there's a word problems, people start to get afraid, get scared, and then they will make mistakes. So what do you guys think about this? You sure about that, Crazy? It is somewhat hard. All right, let's do one more example. Let's do one more example. So before I let you guys give it a try. All right, I'll give you guys half a minute. Let's read this problem real fast. All right, read it real fast. Thank you. All right, let's take a look at this problem. At a restaurant, the cost for one taco and a glass of milk is $3. And then the cost for two tacos and 3 glasses of milk is $7. How much do tacos and a glass of milk cost individually? So there are two statements in the problem, all right? It kind of gives you a clue, and you have to set up those two equations. You have to set up two equations based off of the two statements that you see from the problem. All right, so let's look at the first statement. The first statement, it tells you that the cost for one taco and then 1 glasses of milk is $3. That's your first statement. So the cost for one taco and 1 glasses of milk is $3. So we can set up an equations based off of this. So the total cost of one taco and one milk. You have exactly one taco, and then the cost is what you need to find out, all right? It's an unknown number, so it's going to be the x. And then you have exactly 1 glasses of milk. And then the cost of milk is something that you don't know, all right? You don't know. So we will set it up as the y. So you will have an x right here, and then you have a y. And then together, one milk and one taco, it costs $3. So we can pretty much set up the equations like this. So you have one taco, which is x, and then one milk, and the milk cost of the milk is y. You don't know that. So we'll set it up as an unknown, so it's a y. And then together, it costs $3. That is going to be your first equation. That is your first equation. And now let's see if we can get a second equation from the second statement. So the second statement, it tells you that the cost for two tacos and 3 glasses of milk is $7. So let's try to come up with an equation, all right? So 2 tacos and 3 milk is going to be $7. So right here, the number of taco is 2. Cost is, we don't know that. We need to find out what that is. So it's your X. And then the number of milk, you got 3 glasses of milk. And then the cost is something that we don't know. So we will set it up as Y. And then together they cost $7. So we have our second equation, which is 2x plus 3y equals to 7. That is your second equation. All right, now that we got the 2 equations, we can go ahead and solve for the x and the y, all right? We can go ahead and solve for the x and the y. So the first equation right here, x plus y equals to 3. This one looks a lot easier, all right? Because it has less numbers, and then there's no number in front of the variables. So we're going to solve the first equation, and we will solve for x. So that means we need to do a minus y on the left, minus y on the right. And then x equals 3 minus y. And we're going to take this and then put it back into the second equation and then replace the x. So you get 2 times, replace the x with 3 minus y plus 3y equals to 7. And then distribute the 2. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then 2 times minus y, it's going to get you minus 2y. Combine the like terms. So minus 2y plus 3y, I'm going to combine them into plus y. And then the last step is minus 6, minus 6. So y equals to 1. So that means we know the cost of 1 glass of milk. So 1 glass of milk is $1. All right, now I'm going to plug this back into either equations, but I'm going to pick the easy one for sure. I'm not going to do the hard one. I'm going to plug it back into the first equation and then solve for x. Minus 1 on the left, minus 1 on the right. So x equals to 2. So x equals to 2. That means Each taco cost $2. And then each glasses of milk cost $1. All right, so I just did 2 examples. Hopefully you guys are learning how to do this. So now let's check your understanding. I want you guys to give it a try, all right? Let's give it a try, see if you guys can figure this out. So let's take a look at this problem right here. So a sightseeing boat charges $5 for children and $10 for adults. On its first trip of the day, it collected $455 for 71 passengers. How many children and how many adults were there? So there are 2 statements. Let's look at the first statement first, all right? First statement tells you that they charge $5 for children and then $10 for adults. It charges $5 for children, $10 for adults, but you don't know children, all right? You don't know how many children. So let's just say it's going to be your X. And you don't know how many adults. So that's going to be your Y. You do know that together it collected $455. So together it collected $455. So use this to set up your first equation. Use that to set up your first equation. Oh, actually, that should be your second equation. It should be your second equation. Second equation right here. That is the total amount, all right? Second equation. Wow, I see some of you guys already finishing this. Good, 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 good. Yeah, some of you guys are already doing this. And then the second statement, you know that there are 71 passengers in total, all right? You have 71 passengers in total. So the number of children plus the number of adults, they're going to equals to the number of total passengers, which is 71. So go to Pure Deck and tell me what are the 2 equations, all right? Go to Pure Deck, tell me what are the 2 equations. Wow. Yeah, some of you guys are doing really, really good. All right, so, okay. Mango, you got one of the equations. Can you get me the other one? And then Javier, you got one of the equations. Can you get me the other one? Hat. Make sure you don't mess up the two statement. So the 5x plus 10y is the total amount that the passenger pay, not the number of passenger. All right. So the number of passenger is 71. The number of passenger is 71. But the total amount that they pay is 455. So be very careful on these. So there are 2 elements, all right? One of them is total number of passenger, which is 71. And then the total amount that the passenger pay is 455. So be very careful on these 2 things to don't mess them up. All right, Melissa, perfect. You got it. Hey, the rest of the class, can you guys give it a try? Jose, Trayvon, DeCarvianta, Natalie, Nathan, Paola, Heidi, Marlon. Give it a try. Hey, Melissa, if you got the two equations, go ahead and solve it. All right, solve it. Use a piece of paper. Just use some scratch papers. Tell me what x is and tell me what y is. All right, Het, you're doing pretty good. All right, you're doing pretty good. And wait, Javier. So look at this, the two statement. One of them is number of children. This is number of children, and this is going to be your x. And then what do you think I'm going to put right here? It's not going to be a number. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be a number. So there's children, and then there is what? Adults. All right, so number of adults. Don't put a number right here. So number of adults, and we're going to set it up as y. All right, we don't know how many adults. And since we don't know what number that is, I'm going to just put the letter y right here. There you go. Perfect. Yep, you got it. So the number of children, we know is x. The number of adults, we know is y. And then together, you have a total of 71 passengers. So that is your first equation. And then the second one looks good too. Thank you. All right, so most of you guys got the two equations down, all right? Pretty good, pretty good. I thought you. So yes, one of them is x plus y equals to 71. And then the other one is 5x plus 10y equals to 455. That's the second equation. So once we have two equations, we can use these two equations and figure out the answer. All right, we need to find out what x is and what y is. All right, so moving on, I want you guys to figure out the two variables, the x and the y. All right, figure out what is x and what is y. So we've been doing this so many times now. So out of the two equations, pick the easy one. All right, pick the easy one. So obviously it's going to be the first equation. And you can either solve for x or y. It doesn't matter. You can either solve for x or y. So how about we solve for x? So solve for x, that means we need to move the y to the right. So minus y, minus y. All right, I need you guys to finish the rest. Finish the rest. And then tell me what value is x, what value is y. All right, Javier, you're doing good. You're doing good. All right, now plug that into the second equation, replace the x. All right, Domingo, you're doing pretty good. Keep going. Jefferson, you're doing pretty good. Hey, Het, stop for a second. All right. Hey, Het, stop for a second. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. So you minus y on the left, minus y on the right. And then the plus y and the minus y, they cancel out. So x equals to 71 minus y. So you got the left side, that's the right side, all right? And equal sign is what split them into the left and the right. So you will take the y away, so minus y on the left, minus y on the right. And then the plus y and minus y, they will cancel out. So x equals 2. And then on the right side, 71 and minus y, they are not like terms. So leave it like that, all right? Leave it like that. All right, once you figure out this part, you know x is going to be 71 minus y. You're going to take this, plug it into the other equation, replace x. So you're going to take this, plug it into the other equation, and then replace x. There you go. Okay, good, good, good. That's it, that's it. Yep, you got it. 5 times. Hey, you're missing the plus. Whoa. Wait. There's a plus sign in between. There's a plus sign in between the printers. Okay, good. And then equals to. Yep, that's it. You got it. That's it. All right, now distribute the 5. Hey, Nathan, you're doing pretty good. Just keep going. Okay, good. 5 times 71 minus y, close parenthesis, plus. There you go. Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Javier, you're doing pretty good. Keep going. Jefferson, stop for a second. Jefferson, stop for a second. So look at my screen. Look at my screen real fast. Look on my screen. So right here, you put this 71 minus y. Put it right here, replace the x. So that means there's no plus, all right? The plus sign shouldn't be there. So 5 times 71 minus y. There you go. Plus 10y equals to 455. And then the next step is distribute 5 to the 71, and then distribute the 5 to the negative y. So 5 times 71, that's your first step, all right? 5 times 71. And I'm going to give you the answer for this. This is going to be 355. And then can you keep going? Can you keep going through the rest? Yes, Mr. Mix.
Hey, yesterday I wasn't able to make it. They put me
in the Algebra 1 camp. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, well, that's today, ain't it? Well, I do have that today. But no, yeah, they had put me with. They had made a mistake on something, so I wasn't able to do it. So I'm gonna try to take a look at it. Was it taped yesterday?
You mean record?
Yeah.
I don't think I'll record yesterday, but it's a system of equations. So I'm giving them 2 equations. They have to figure out the x and the y. I'm using substitution.
Okay, substitution method. Okay.
Yeah, but I can tell you 4th period, they just they need to,
yeah. Okay. And the homework is on the hub.
Yes. Do you have a copy? Do you want me to send it to you?
You can send it to me. That'll be good.
Okay. So I will send you the original, which is 6 problems, but the one that I give them is they only do the first 2.
Gotcha.
All right. So only worry about the first 2.
Okay. I'll go back and I'm gonna do a video on it. later on, and I'll put that on our shared.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, when she send that, then I'll do a video on it, put it in the group, and then I'll probably do one of their homework problems.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Mr. Mintz.
All right, no problem. Basketball. Are you gonna play?
I'm good at it, but like when it comes to being like.
Hey, Jefferson, you gotta also distribute the 5 to the y, to the minus y right here. So 5 times 71, that's gonna get you 355. And then 5 times minus y, that is gonna get you minus 5y. So make sure you have to distribute the 5 to both of them, all right? To both the 71 and the y. So both of them. Plus 10 y, missing the y, So make sure you keep the y right here. Don't forget about the y. There you go. All right, good. All right, you're doing pretty good. All right, the next step is combine like terms. All right, so you will have to combine the minus 5y and then the plus 10y. All right, so give it a try. Keep going. Nathan, yes. Let me check your work real fast. All right. Well, I'll be right with you, Head. I'll be right with you. Whoa, why is it that you got 2 equal signs, Nathan? I think this is supposed to be a plus sign right here. I think it's supposed to be a plus sign. All right, and then combine the like terms. So minus 5y plus 10y. If I owe you $5 and then I pay you back $10, do I still owe you or no? So you are at -5, right? You're at -5. And then I plus 10. I add 10 on top of it. Is it going to be a negative 5y or a positive 5y? So see if you can fix that. All right, let me take a look at yours, Hat. Whoa. Hey, Hat, take a look at my screen. Take a look at my screen. Can you do this part again? 5y equals to 100. 50. Wait. So you have to solve for y. That means you have to divide it by 5. Divided by 5. There you go. Okay, good. All right, now that you got y equals to 20, can you put it into either equations? Doesn't matter which one. I will use the first one. Put it in here and replace the y, all right? Replace. So that means you're going to get something like this. X plus y, but I'm going to replace it with 20 equals to 71. And now go ahead and solve for x, all right? Now go ahead and solve for x. Not 20y. You have to replace a y. Once you replace a y, there is no more y. Okay, Nathan, stop for a second. Stop for a second. All right, so everything is good so far, but if your goal is to solve for y, you need to remove the 335, okay? This is what you need to deal with. You have to leave the -5y alone for now. So if you do minus 5y, it doesn't get you closer to your answer. So you need to remove the 335. So you would do the opposite. Minus, yes, there you go. There you go. You got it. Minus 335 on the left and then on the right. All right, there you go. That's good. That's good. And then they will cancel out. So 5y equals to 455 minus 335. Oh, hold up, hold up. That means, yeah, keep going, Nathan. You got it. You got it. Keep going. Hey, hat. Hey, let me see what's going on right here. Hey, hat right here. Double check this number right here. Double check right here. So 5 times 71. So 71 times 5, right? We'll check this. Yes, let me check yours. Let me take a look at yours, Javier. Hey, Domingo, check this number again. I think I probably, right here. 5 times 71. Double check this 2 number, Domingo. Where are you? What? I don't see. Hold up, something is wrong. Let me. So that means you did it right. Who gave me 335? Hold on. Yeah, Hat, I think you're good. Hat, I think you're good. Wait, no, Domingo, I think you're good now. Right here. Let me see. Yeah, it looks good, Javier. It looks good. It looks pretty good. There you go. That's it. I think it was Nathan. Hey, Nathan, check this number right here. So when you were doing 71 times 5, it should be 355. Yeah, it should be 355. There you go. All right, so a couple of you guys are done already, and it seems like all of you guys who are done, you guys got the correct answers. So well done. Good job, guys. Javier, Domingo, Jefferson, you're missing by a little, all right? Jefferson, you're missing just by a little. And then Het, you did pretty good. Good, awesome. Nathan, you still have to work on it. You're not done, all right? Hey, Nathan, if you can hear me right here, this is the problem. Right here, 455 minus 335. So double check this number right here. It's not going to be 20, all right? See if you can fix that. There you go. Good. 120. All right, so if you got x equals to 51, y equals to 20, you got it correct. So that means there are a total of 51 children and 20 adults, all right? 51 children and 20 adults. All right, so that's it for today. I want you guys to go get the homework, all right? So the homework is on the hub. Let me go to the hub. Let me show you guys where's it at. Only 3 problems, okay? Only 3 problems. So go to the hub, go to plans. Go to plans, and then go to right here, week of November 2nd. No, that was for last time, for last class. And then right here, system of equation, word problems. System of equation, word problems. On it and then download it on your laptop, all right? So there are 3 problems. If you need any help, let me know, okay? I will be here after school at 3:20. Just show yourself or, you know, message me on the Teams or something, and then I will give you guys some help, okay? So, and also be very careful on the deadline. The deadline is December 1st. So you guys have 2 weeks to finish 3 problems. That should be more than enough. All right, so I want you guys to, you know, do your homework. If you have any questions, just let me know, all right? All right, so I think some of you guys did really, really good today. I mean, you guys give it a try, you know, on the word problems, and, you know, you guys did the work. So I really appreciate your hard work. All right, I will see you guys on Thursday, all right? Right now, you guys can go ahead and go to lunch. I will see you guys on Thursday. You guys have a good one.